We've passed the halfway mark of 2024, so today we wanted to sit down and talk about all of the new releases that are coming out in the second half of 2024 that we are so excited for.
There is so many books being released for the second half of the year, so we decided to narrow it down and pick our favorites. So we each chose about 12 today to go over. We have a lot of books to go through though, so let's get started.
So we did end up putting these in order of their release date. So the first one that I have is The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So this is going to be like her next series, but that also revolves around the inheritance games. It actually comes out on July 30th. So it'll probably be out by the time you guys see this video, which is fun. This says 7 tickets, an island of dreams, the chance of a lifetime. Welcome to The Grandest Game, an annual competition run by billionaire Avery Grahams and the 4 infamous Hawthorne brothers. So those kiddos in the inheritance games decided to make an actual game for people to compete in every single year to try and win money. I did enjoy the inheritance games, but I definitely enjoyed the naturals a lot more. So I'm interested to see how I'm going to enjoy this saga continuing on with the inheritance games.
There's a couple books releasing on August 6th that I really am excited for. So the first one I have is Imaginary Strangers by Minka Kent. You guys know I've been absolutely loving mystery thrillers lately, so this one sounds really exciting. It says Camille has gone to great lengths to bury her past, and for good reason. If her mother ever finds her, she will kill her. But nothing can prepare Camille for the day her 6-year-old daughter, Georgie, starts showing signs of unsettling familiar behavior, including an imaginary new friend who casts a disturbing influence on everything the little girl says and does. It just sounds so creepy. I have yet to read anything by Minka Kent, but I know she wrote Unmissing and a bunch of other books, so if I like this one, I'll definitely explore more of her writing. This one just sounds so good.
The next one I have is coming out August 20th, and it is called You Will Never Be Me by Jessie Q. Satanto. This is the author of Bear Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murders and Dial A for Aunties, and I really did enjoy those. But this one sounds crazy, and it doesn't sound like the typical cozy kind of mystery that this author typically writes. It says, when cracks start forming in an influencer's curated life, she finds out that jealousy is just as viral as a video in this riveting suspense novel. Influencer Meredith didn't teach Aspen how to blossom on social media just to be ditched as soon as Aspen became big. Mare gets lucky. She finds one of Aspen's kids' iPads and swipes it. Now she has access to everything, the family calendar and Aspen's social media accounts. Would anyone else be able to resist tweaking things a little here and there, showing up in Aspen's place for meetings with potential sponsors? Mare's only taking back what she deserves, what should have been hers. This sounds crazy. And the fact that it's called You'll Never Be Me is giving drama that I want to read. I typically don't like when books talk about like TikTok and things like that though, so I'm interested to see if I'll be able to get over that, but I think it sounds really good.
The next book I have, also coming out on August 6th, is Dark Restraint by Katie Robert. I am currently reading the 3rd book in this Dark Olympus series, and I'm loving it. I thought this was maybe gonna be book 5. It's book 7. So this is such a long series. It says Ariadne is in trouble. She's betrayed her father and his benefactor, and now she's left to rely on the questionable mercy of Olympus to keep her safe. She and the Minotaur are no good for each other. She can never forgive him for what he's done, and he can never change. But when his hands are on her body and his wicked words are whispered in her ear, she might just be willing to let all of Olympus burn. Sounds spicy. I just met the Minotaur in the book I'm currently reading, so I'm so shocked that he's getting his own book. I'm interested though. Let me know if you have been reading the series as they come out, and if you think I should continue reading the series.
The next book I have is coming out August 27th, and it is called Daydream by Hannah Gray. So this will be the 3rd book in the Maple Hills series, and this is the character that I have been waiting on. It's going to be Henry's book, and I absolutely loved him in Icebreaker. When his procrastination lands him a difficult class with his least favorite professor, Henry Turner knows he's going to have to work extra hard to survive his junior year of college. Enter Holly Jacobs, a fellow junior who finds herself befriended by Henry when he accidentally crashes her book club. Holly may not have the romantic pursuits of her favorite fictional leads, but she's an academic superstar, and as soon as she hears about Henry's problem, she offers to help. I feel like that's one of the tropes in the off-campus series that we read a long time ago, and I actually really like that trope where you have like the jock who really needs help, and then you have the smart little girl who's gonna try and help him, and they're gonna fall madly in love, and I can't wait. wait.
I have another book that comes out on August 6th, and it is A Mask of Flies by Matthew Lyons. It says this is going to be a pulse-pounding crime horror. A criminal on the run after a failed heist must confront dark family secrets and demons from her past made flesh. I haven't read too much horror. The only books I have read are by Grady Hendrix, so I'm excited to read a new horror author. And this one sounds really creepy, so can't wait to get it.
So the next one is actually one that we're both really excited to read, and it is called Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune, and it is coming out September 10th. It says Somewhere Beyond the Sea is the hugely anticipated sequel to TJ Klune's The House in the Cerulean Sea, one of the best loved and best-selling fantasy novels of the past decade. That's a crazy statement. Arthur lives a good life, built on the ashes of a bad one. He's the headmaster of a strange orphanage on a distant island, and he hopes to soon be the adoptive father to the 6 magical and so-called dangerous children who live there. It was so cute. The first one was just so magical and cozy. The perfect fall read, honestly. So this will be the perfect one to read in September.
Last book coming out on August 6th I'm really excited for is Death at Morning House by Maureen Johnson. It says this is going to be a standalone YA about a teen who uncovers a mystery while working as a tour guide on an island and must solve it before history repeats itself. I remember liking Truly Devious, but I didn't love it, so I'm hoping to love this one. I like the idea that the setting is going to be on an island.
Okay, on September 10th, A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana is going to come out. The first book was called The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I read that book last year and absolutely loved it, so I am ready to dive into the second book. I want to go into it blindly, so I'm not even going to read the summary, but I cannot wait. And the cover is pink.
Next book I have is Lady Macbeth by Ava Reid. This book comes out on August 8th. One of my favorite covers I've seen of this year, I think. It says this is going to be a reimagining of Lady Macbeth, Shakespeare's most famous villainess, giving her a voice, a past, and the power that transforms the story men have written for her. I love the idea of that. I know this is going to have themes of like witchcraft and occult things, so I'm just so excited for it. I'm definitely going to read it for the fall time. And out of all the books on my list, I think this one I'm most excited for.
The next one I have is Here One Moment by Leanne Moriarty. This is coming out September 10th. I read Apples Never Fall by Leanne Moriarty, thought it was okay. I watched the Big Little Lies series and absolutely loved that, so I feel like I'm on the fence about her, but this book sounds crazy. It says, if you knew your future, would you try to fight fate? Aside from a delay, there will be no problems. The flight will be smooth. It will land safely. Everyone who gets on the plane will get off, but almost all of them will be forever changed. People learn how and when they are going to die. For some, their death is far and in the future, but for 6 passengers, their predicted deaths are not far away at all. This is kind of reminding me of The Immortalist. I don't think I ever finished that book, but it was kind of the same plot where somebody tells them the day that they're going to die, and they try and work around like if they're going to believe that and try and change their life or what's going to happen. Do you think you'd want to know the day that you die?
Absolutely. I don't think there's anything you would be able to do to change it though, even if you were given a date.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just when it would happen. So I'm living my life to the fullest until that date.
Right. That's like, they both die at the end. They're like called up on the day. That's crazy.
I don't want to know on the day. I want to know ahead of time.
Yeah. I think this book is going to be one of the determining factors on if I'm going to like Leanne Moriarty or not. But Big Little Lies is amazing and I can't wait for it to come back.
The next book I have is Wisteria by Adeline Grace. This comes out August 20th and it is the 3rd book in this Belladonna series. I will say I read Belladonna. I liked it, didn't love it, but I do own Foxglove, the 2nd book, and I'm really excited for that one. So I know I want to continue on with the series. I'm thinking I'm gonna like Foxglove and Wisteria better than I liked Belladonna.
The next one is Nothing Like the Movies by Len Painter, and this one comes out October 1st. Have I read Better Than the Movies? No. I am very excited for this series to continue on. I know all the book girlies love Better Than the Movies. Wes and Liz struggle to balance their feelings for each other with the growing pains of being a college student. I think that would be a fun book to read.
The next book I have comes out September 21st and it is called Never Keep by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. I am so close to finishing Zodiac Academy. They have so many other series that I'm excited to read, but this is a brand new one. It says dragons are lost, the elements are at war, enlisting isn't optional, and I'm falling for a man who wants me dead. Within these gothic walls of this frigid castle in the snow, we're left to hold our own against the brutal fae from opposing lands. I'm delving into secrets the stars don't want me uncovering, making alliances with fae born to be my enemy, falling for a sinner while promising my heart to a different heathen, and somewhere amid it all, I'm supposed to win a war. This sounds insane. Do you see what I mean with these series. There's always so many moving parts. I cannot wait to read this. Their worlds are always so involved, but I'm just so excited. It sounds amazing. They're called the Twisted Sisters for a reason. I can't wait to get my hands on this one.
Next one I have is The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden, and it is coming out October 1st. She's looking for the perfect man, and he is looking for the perfect victim. Sydney Shaw, like every single woman in New York, has their terrible luck with dating. Finally, she hits the jackpot. Her new boyfriend is utterly perfect. He's charming, handsome, and works as a doctor at a local hospital. Then, the brutal murder of a young woman, the latest in a string of deaths across the coast, confounds police. The primary suspect, a mystery man who dates his victims before he kills them.
Oh, that's scary.
Now she's gonna start thinking that this man is that man. It has to be that man. So what is she gonna do? I'm ready to see.
Next book I have is Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio, and it comes out September 24th. I read If We Were Villains this year, and I truly think it's one of my favorite books that I've read so far. Wow. So I can't wait to read this one. It says this author returns with a story about a ragtag group of night shift workers who meet at the local cemetery to unearth secrets lurking in an open grave. I love that we're still getting a group of people that we're going to be following. I loved his storytelling in If We Were Villains, so I know I'm going to love this one. I also am obsessed with the cover already. It does say it's going to be atmospheric and eerie with an ensemble cast her fans love, a familiar academic backdrop, and it's going to be modern gothic. I cannot wait for this one.
The next one I have is The Last One at the Wedding by Jason Rekulak, and this one comes out October 8th. This is the author of Hidden Pictures, which I really liked at first because it was super horror and I was spooked out and scared, and then I feel like things kind of took a more mysterious turn and it wasn't as horror as I wanted it to be. The top says, from the best-selling author of Hidden Pictures comes a breathtaking work of suspense about a father trying to save his daughter from a life-altering decision that will put everything he loves on the line. It says The Last One at the Wedding is a work of brilliant suspense from a true modern master. So something weird is happening with his family and her dad is going to get down to the bottom of it. Hopefully they can just flee away and get away from these people.
I hope so. The next book I have is Air by Sabaa Tahir, and it comes out October 1st. I started reading the Emperor in the Ashes series. I think I read the first 3 books and I loved it. I don't know what's wrong with me and why I didn't finish that series, but I'm gonna have to before this one comes out. It says this is gonna be action-packed, ruthless, and romantic, about love, legacy, and vengeance, an orphan, an outcast, a prince, and a killer who will bring an empire to its knees. Get ready for a dark and breathless journey that will captivate readers and that may cost these young people their lives and their hearts, literally. Oh, it sounds good. This does say it's gonna be a duology, so I'm interested to see like when the next book's gonna come out.
Next one I have is The Wedding Witch by Erin Sterling, and this comes out October 15th. It's giving spooky Christmas. Author of The X-Text and The Kiss Curse brightens up the winter solstice with another delightfully spooky novel following Bowen Penhallow and the girl he feels strangely drawn to, especially when she becomes his only hope of salvation after a strong spell sends them to a Yuletide celebration more than 50 years in the past.
Ooh, little time travel.
Amazing! As the two try to work together to get back to the present, they must also face off with the origins of Tywell's house haunting, the suspicions of their fellow witches, oh, and the fact that somewhere between the mistletoe and the bonfire they might be falling in love.
That's gonna be cute.
I loved both of the holiday Erin Sterling books that we read. Fun fact, she's also Rachel Hawkins.
She is. We don't like those as much.
We don't. I don't love her mystery thrillers, but the little seasonal books she has are so cute.
The next book I have is Sky Shade by Alex Astor, coming out November 12th. This is going to be the 3rd book in the Lightlark series. Cannot believe we're already on the 3rd book. I did not even finish the 2nd one, but I need to. I know this movie adaptation is coming out soon. I don't want to read any part of the summary since it is the 3rd book, but this was a really fun, fast-paced YA fantasy, and I can't wait to see the movie adaptation. I think once that comes out, that's what's going to make me read the rest of the series because I don't want to wait to see what happens.
The last one I have is Heart-Shaped Lies by Elizabeth Aguiman, and this one comes out November 5th. So this says it's a John Tucker Must Die meets a good girl's guide to murder in this tongue-in-cheek thriller about 3 feuding exes of a social media prank star who are forced to work together to solve the mystery of his death when his deactivated account resurfaces online with claims that one of them murdered him.
Ooh, that sounds good.
John Tucker Must Die meets a good girl's guide to murder. I can't imagine anything more perfect than that.
And the last one I have for today is Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent, coming out on November 28th. 21st. You've heard me say it before. I have every book that this author has ever put out and I've read none of them yet, but I'm convinced I'm gonna love them. This is gonna be the first book in a new duology, I believe, but it is still in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. It says it's gonna be an ACOTAR meets Dante's Inferno and an epic fantasy romance of love treachery between mortals and gods. That sounds really good. It says there's gonna be betrayal, there's an underworld, angry gods are growing restless. They'll be forced to choose between the redemption of the sun or the damnation of the darkness. Don't know what any of that means. I cannot wait to find out. My goal for this year is to start reading Carissa Broadbent books because I really feel like I'm gonna love them.
I really do hope so.
I hope so too. The covers are fantastic regardless.
So that was all of our 24 most anticipated new releases for the second half of 2024. Let us know if you're excited about any of the ones that we talked about, and let us know if we missed any.
Reminder to join our Literal Besties book club if you haven't already. That link will be in the description. This was a really fun video to do though. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys next time. I have another book coming out on August 6th. Big day for August.
Big day for August.
Okay.
Best loved and best-selling fantasy novels of the past decade. That's a crazy statement. Past decade.
Do you not agree?
I agree. I agree. I just didn't think that like everyone would agree. But I'm really glad that. Yeah. Okay. Somewhere. Oh, we did that last time, huh?
Beyond the sea. Something for me. Hey, was that Nemo or Finding Dory?
Probably Finding Dory, because that doesn't feel like Finding Nemo.
You're right.